picks people to come on today.
Good job last night on that too.
Yeah, I invited them. I'm gonna see if they come. They were.
All right, we live anyway, big guy. We'll see what's going on.
We live, baby. We live. Doing our thing.
Well, we lost today, fellas. We lost. We took an L. I mean, I'm saying it's going to happen eventually. We won 4 in a row, so odds were we would do one. But it was a good game. We stayed competitive. Nobody gave up. We lost a few players, a few key players on defense, and it is what it is. That's what happens when you don't have your number one running back in the game. B. Rob was out for the game. We lost our hammer, so we couldn't really play the run game like we normally do. But it is what it is. What was it? 23, 20, what? 7 or was 30?
23-30 and lost by 7.
Yeah. So, hey, listen, if you're going to lose, at least not get blown out. It was a good game. Good call game. Now it's important to see whether they got a plan B. They got a plan because now it's been put out there how we can beat the Commanders.
Yep.
Now we gotta see if we can rotate this thing and go on another.
What's the formula? Because that's not true. What's the formula?
The formula is beating us. No, the formula is being a better team. They were a better team than we are.
It's not formula.
They got ahead of us. They got up ahead of us in 2 scores. They got ahead too fast.
Listen.
It's beating our defense. Our defense didn't play today.
Defense was never playing like we wanted them to. Defense has always been thing, and we lost 8 interior linemen. Defense has been, that goes back to what we talked about, gentlemen. When y'all was talking about getting somebody for a discount versus going out there and paying the Bama, doing whatever. You got to go out there and pay for somebody. You got to fix your defense now. Al said he want to win now. Is that what you said, Al?
That's what I said, baby. I thought we had the offense to play. Do it.
Do you feel that in your heart right now? You want to win? Then you got to go and spend the money, man. Stop worried about the money. What the money going to do for us right now? We lost because we are playing these safe zones, man. Go out and pay for this dude. Go out and pay for that receiver. Go out and pay for whatever. Exhaust our money. And then I bet you this game would have been different. I'm just telling you the truth, man. It's just what it is, man. We got to stop going ahead and waiting for hoping and praying and everything that the moons and the stars and the quasars are lining up that we can get whatever we want perfectly, man. We got to stop doing that, man. And who knew that B. Rob was going to be out? But going back to how you felt about B. Rob and not being all excited about him, Deacon, now you miss him.
Be honest about it though. I said up in the middle, he's good. I said he's just not fast.
No. I'm saying everything that you're saying. I'm saying everything you're saying, but he was missed because of running. Because we got a fast running back up the middle. His name is Eckler. We got a fast running back up the middle. His name is McNichols. We got running backs that are fast up the middle. I mean, that's not necessarily saying anything about B. Rob.
I know. I'm saying, listen, I like B. Rob as a running back. I'm just saying he's not that running back that's going to a game breaker. I'm saying he's through the middle in between.
He's not a Derrick Henry.
No, Derrick Henry didn't need to do nothing today.
Wait a minute.
Come on, dude. Come on, dude.
Wait a
minute. On that last drive, he hurt us because we lost contain. But most of the game, he wasn't getting more than 4 or 5
They
yards.
ran the same play like 15 times.
So we couldn't.
And they got like 5 or 8. They got between 5 and 10 yards.
We couldn't stop one play.
That was the game, Deacon.
Dude,
that was the game.
What you want us to do? If you can't stop it in the beginning, why are you going to stop it at the end? You can't stop it. You can't stop it. What I'm saying is he
was the player.
Hold on. How many? I bet y'all thought he would get 200 yards a day. Hey, he probably got barely 100. So stop it, man. This dude wasn't doing nothing. Y'all love the flash, man. Y'all love the flash.
It wasn't flash. He was just running people over.
Without that last drive where he got that first down, man, he wasn't doing nothing.
Okay, Deacon.
We don't even have a good run.
Deacon, I got it, Deacon. You're not alert. You're not a King Henry fan. I got it. Okay, got it. Listen. I'm just saying that Baltimore ran the same play 10 to 15 times, and it worked.
Hey, Al, 132. Al,
Is that not coaching?
yards, 5.5.
It's not coaching. It's about people being better than you. I mean,
I said that already.
Okay, so I mean, when Mike Tyson throw that same uppercut that always lands, you can't stop it. He's just better than you.
All right, very good.
You know what I'm saying?
No, Deacon.
They kicked our ass up and down the field. You're right. They kicked our ass up and down.
Deacon, no.
Have at
it. You might want some, but you just lost one. And Derrick Henry, average at best, ran 132 yards with 5.5 yards a carry. That's what a running back is supposed to do.
Before that last round, he was down to 4.8.
So you mean to tell me that we let a guy in a quarter get those stats? And it still matters because I'm saying to you, our defense needs to work on tackling. We need to work on meeting the individuals at the line. There was a lot of things that we saw in other games where there were no Derrick Henrys. That's why I said I was concerned about him. Because if we're not keying on him, Lamar Jackson is not running a Wagner over. Lamar Jackson is not running a Chin over at the end of the game. I thank you, Chin. Thank you, Chin, for playing to the end of the game and the last whistle. Because he wasn't out of bounds. He was tiptoeing for a first down, and you're letting him know, no, hit that Bama. But I was very excited about that. But what I'm saying to you is that I don't know if the game plan was for, I think everybody was feeling like you. He's just a north-south guy. And the north-south guy got 132 yards. We should not have let him get 132 yards. That's all I'm saying. 132 yards.
So you saying that our defense, who is barely good at stopping a run, should have stopped him from getting 132 yards.
What I'm saying is you fill the box and you do and you make him do what you said he can't do, which is run east and west.
Did you see Zay Flowers 100 yards in the first half? We couldn't play the run like that. We was getting bombed on the pass.
We did fill the box, and that's why Zay Flowers got what he got, because we instead of having two back and have a light box, we had a heavy box. So that's why Zay Flowers was getting his man. You know what I'm saying? That's up, Big Steve. But at the same time, when we even though we had the box heavy, they kept running the same play and they kept getting 6 and 7 yards a carry. So I mean, what I'm trying to say is that in this particular case, our defense just wasn't up to par to win this particular game. I think they can score. They scored at will. They have 3 90-yard drives on us.
Yeah, that was surprising. That was surprising. Now,
come on, man.
Hey, Smokey, you can't smoke on camera, man. It's a family show.
I gotcha. But you can't. I can't say the defense didn't do what they were supposed to do. I mean, they looked good in the first half or whatever. But I think too much of that run game from what's his name kind of did a lot to us. They kind of beat up the line because you can see Allen went out. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? The defensive end went out. I mean, they were just hurting. They were just pounding and pounding away at us. And I really think with what's his name, B-Rob not being there also kind of hurt us. You know, that run game, it was a lot. We couldn't pound like we wanted to. Because usually that's our go-to right there. It sets up the play action. And we didn't really have no play action in that game. As you can see, it was more shotgun, roll out, stuff like that, but barely any play actions. So, I mean, it was a good game, and I didn't like that that pass interference on St. Juice that gave, when they were kind of holding it down, and then that 40-yard bomb to their tight end came next. I didn't like that call because that kind of deflated the defense right there. I mean, it was a lot to it. And I think if that game was played in Washington, it would have been a little bit closer than what it was. And we could have probably pulled off a victory. But I liked what I saw. I'm not going to downplay it.
Biggie, I'm going to ask you, is St. Jude's a handsy type player?
I mean, he is, though. But I mean...
So it was a foul, man.
No. That play right there, the dude, the receiver slipped. I saw it in the replay. Even the commentary said that wasn't a pass interference. He was like, he got a hands, but he let go, and the dude just slipped. Because you could touch a player before 5 yards. You know what I'm saying? But the guy slipped, and we all saw it. And everybody said, yeah, that was a bad call. I think the refs were a little bit tough on us today, though. But I mean, it is that we're playing in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? We're playing in Baltimore, so I expected that. But that right there, I didn't like that pass interference call because I think that swayed the game a lot. It did, cause especially when Jenny came down the field and hit that touchdown to Terry, the momentum shifted for a little while, and you saw it because they wasn't expecting to do that. So, like I said, it's a deflator, but I liked what I saw. It's saying that we can still hang with the big boys because a lot of people are expecting our defense to not be there, but they did show up a little bit, and they didn't blow us out. They beat us by a touchdown, and they could have probably beat us by 10 max. But other than that, they didn't hit us by no 14, 21, 28 there. We kept it a dogfight, which I expected. And I love it because that goes to show that, we're not to be played with. You know what I'm saying? Don't sleep on us. You know what I'm saying? On offense and defense. Because like I said, I expected Lamar to do his thing, and I expected Henry to do his thing, and they did. So Flowers crushed us, though. Flowers punished us, and I don't understand why our secondary could not stop him. For
Because
real.
we don't have a man-to-man team, Biggie, and to stop Henry, we had to go man-to-man and load the box. So Flowers was beating our cornerbacks one-on-one. I mean, that
Eating them
was the key.
alive. Eating
Yeah,
them
so I mean,
alive.
we know that our second, we know that we're 4 or 5 players away from, being a good team. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Right now we have a really good quarterback, but to be able to beat another good team, you got to go one. Sometimes you got to go man to man and hang with them. You know what I'm saying? And your boy, like you said, St. Juke's is handsy. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't getting enough pass rush on Jackson, so he could sit back in that pocket and allow Flowers to use his speed to eventually get open, and that's what was happening. So it really was a combination of pass rush and not having a secondary that can hang for so long with Flowers.
Right.
Secondly, I think offensively our O line struggled. I think that once again we know Wiley's not the best and he struggled. And then Coleman, this particular game was kind of exposed a little bit. He had been pretty decent most of the year, but this particular game, Coleman struggled a little bit. So he struggled a little bit.
And I like Jeremy Chin. Like, I don't know what's going on with that guy. For me, I don't know. Like, you're supposed to be a veteran in a sense, but it's just you just were nowhere to really be found this game. Nowhere to be found. I mean, you could have. I don't. For some reason, he was just playing so far back, and I didn't understand that. Like you see, you know what I'm saying? You see some of these routes that they're running, like you think you would help out, but you're late to plays. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not doubling up on some of these with these corners. You're just there. You're just a body. And I didn't like the fact that he just had no impact on that game whatsoever. So yeah, shout out to Jeremy Chin. Get your game together.
And listen, he listen. They had a bunch of dudes that could beat us deep, man. So he had to play tentative. I'm assuming. Zay was killing us in the beginning. It ain't like he could play in the box. You gotta play deep at some point and not get beat deep and get the game blown out. So I mean, I don't think he played well, but until you watch the old.
I mean, defensively, who played well?
That's what I'm saying. Listen, it was a rough game for them. They didn't play like they did last week. Let's put it that way. Last week they showed some movement in the right direction. This week they took a step back, and it's due to the caliber team we played. These guys are a perennial playoff football team. we're not that yet. We're not there yet.
Mhm. I mean, yeah.
Sobering, isn't it? Sobering, very sobering moment.
I mean, I wouldn't
I mean, we're
say
still a
that
good
though.
team.
Honestly, I can't. I'm not down though. I mean, because we didn't look bad.
No,
I mean,
that's what we said.
I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, everybody expected us to lose.
I'm gonna say this, Biggie. I'm gonna ask you a question, Biggie, before you go on with this. Did JD5 make us look competitive, or was it our whole team made us look competitive?
JD5.
Yeah.
JD5 made us look competitive.
He made the game close.
It's proving what I didn't want to believe, that one position can change a team, and that's just what it is, man. Offensively,
They stonewashed out a running game.
You have Sam Howell. If you have Sam Howell in there, it'd be a whole.
We got blown out. We got blown out.
He made that game interesting. So I mean, to me, I liked what I saw, and for me, I don't see any other team in the NFC on our level just by going into this game. Because I mean, if we could go toe to toe with Lamar in their house, I mean, I like it. On neutral ground, I feel like it would have been a different game, because that crowd, you know what I'm saying, that crowd, that's what, like they say, that 12 man or whatever you want to call it, the crowd helps out. I mean, we had a little Commanders fans in there, but I mean, they overpowered us. They overpowered the crowd.
That's the feel.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I expected that though.
I think if we'd have had B-Rob playing, we could have sustained longer
exactly.
That's the
shorten the game a little bit, and we still might have lost by 7-3, but we weren't able to play our game because we didn't have all of our players.
Besides besides JD5 and I say Terry, who else played well that you like what they did out there?
I mean, I like what Wagner did on defense. I mean, he was kind of, you know what I'm saying, he was kind of captain of what was going on in there.
Wagner had a good game. I agree with you on that, Biggie.
Yeah,
Wagner. 6 solo tackles for Wagner.
Yeah, Wagner was showing, you know what I'm saying, his worth, though, this game. Because I said, without Wagner, we would have been, score would have been a lot different. Score would have been a hell of a lot different.
Zach Ertz did all right, too.
Huh?
Zach Ertz showed up today.
He did. But that goes back to what I was saying, guys. Hold on. This is what goes back to what I was saying earlier. This is the reason why we need another receiver. For the simple fact, when we start having these lockdown corners, and you see nobody was breaking them but Ertz and what's that called? And Terry. Other than that, you didn't have nobody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had 1 or 2 catches, but this is where a number 2 or a prime number 1 along with Terry comes in. Because when we start coming against teams like, let's say, the Chiefs, if we go against them, if we make it to the Super Bowl, we go play teams like the Lions, or, you know what I'm saying? This is what we're going to need. We can't rely on just 1 or 2 people. We need somebody that can make their own plays, create their own plays.
Steve,
yeah.
You must not have been here when I was just going into the wallet with the mothballs that we have in Washington. We got to go ahead and spend the money.
Exactly. That's why I was harping on getting what's his name from the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Or getting a T. Higgins. Because those are people that can create their own, you know what I'm saying, their own routes if things tend to break down. And they have the hands in order to catch some of these. Because look at the pass that is the Cow or whatever his name was. He had a first down, and what he does is before he catches the ball, he turns like he's ready to run the route. I mean, he's ready to run after the ball, but you got to catch the ball first, and then after the play, think about what you're gonna do. Like that's a costly third down right there. You know what I'm saying? So things like that is why I said another receiver goes a long way, and that game and that outcome, and that's why I said I'm glad this game came out because it shows what we need and what to address before the deadline in November.
I guess the question is, do we, address it in the deadline, or do we want to or does Peters? It's up to Peters, it ain't up to us. It's up to Peters. We making suggestions. We as fans, we want to go to the Super Bowl this year, And I said that earlier in the week, on our show, is that I'm ready to go this year. You know what I'm saying? But Peters may feel like he want to get all his players in the draft. You know what I'm saying? He wants to get young players to build the team along with JD5 instead of going out and getting the Adams that's 32, 33 years old that still got a lot of juice in him, but, he got 1 or 2 years with him. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's the question. Are we still in building mode? Or because we got that quarterback that makes us competitive every week, do we just go ahead and like Trey Z said, and open up that purse string? That's what Chicago did. Chicago went out and got players. You know what I'm saying? They got the whole team set up already. They got defense and offense. All they doing is trying to wait till the quarterback get better, and he's getting better. Chicago got 3 great receivers. They got a good tight end. They got a good running game, and their defense is shut down, as we know from last year. You know what I'm saying? So Chicago is already ready to go, and all they're waiting for is the quarterback to get better, and he's getting better. Mm-hmm. And when we have this kind of a similar situation where we have a quarterback that's ascending, is getting better and better as the time goes on, but our team is pretty much not ready. Like we named what? Wagner, Scary Terry, and Ertz was pretty much, we could say, for this particular game was the standout players. Everybody else was just bodies out there hanging on for King Henry's legs. You know what I'm saying? Because Allen got ran over. I think he broke his ribs. I think, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think Armstrong got ran over. You know what I'm saying? He lost his chest muscle hurt or something like that. His pecs hurt or something. You know what I'm saying? We were just, got bodies out there hanging on to King James and King Henry's legs, man. So, we're not quite ready with the whole team yet. And this is what the general manager wants to do. Does he want to open up the purse string and bring 1 or 2 players in? Or does he want to sit back and try to accumulate picks and maybe get rid of, we were probably too late to get rid of Allen and Payne because they tanking it. I mean, they're not playing what they were playing in the past for some reason this year. Was Payne out there today? I didn't even see Payne.
Yeah, Payne was there.
What did he make a tackle? They were running right at him.
They couldn't do that. They was doubling a lot on that in that front line.
Man, he was running right at him. I didn't see Payne hanging on the legs and nothing.
Could nobody really?
I saw Johnny Newman make a play for the first time in the backfield this year. I saw that.
Nobody could get to Lamar, man. Lamar was.
I think we had 2 sacks though. Didn't we have 2 sacks?
Fowler had 3 tackles for loss and 2 sacks.
Okay.
That was where you got your sacks from, was Fowler. Fowler balled out.
Fowler was another one that balled out.
He had 4 solo tackles. He was out there balling out.
So Fowler was another one.
The thing is, though, you gotta play. You gotta play it safe because with the running threat between Lamar and Henry, like you can't overplay because Henry will beat. Like you know what I'm saying, he will beat you. And like he's done most teams. If you don't,
we got a deacon on our team that says Henry is not all that.
Nah, Henry is Henry.
I'm not scared of Henry, man. Go ahead, keep on.
He's not scared of Henry.
He's not scared of Henry, but he did what he was supposed to do. He wore the defense down. He wore the defense. That's what a person like him does. Even though
Deacon, who won the game? Deacon, how they win the game? It wasn't Henry, right? Who was it?
Huh? It was Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers killed us.
Zay Flowers killed us. Okay.
Made us come up off that box in the front. Okay. We had
you said who killed us?
Zay Flowers. He killed the whole game in the first half. That's why
it was a little of both. It was a little of both, I think.
Wait a minute.
There you
Now
go.
I
There
could be
you go.
wrong. I could be wrong. I need you to look it up. On my stats, it says Z Flower had 1 attempt for 2 yards.
Oh, you got the wrong thing. I don't know what you.
Yeah, nah.
You had 100 yards in the first half.
Flowers had over 125 yards receiving.
And I'm just saying, Derrick Henry had 132. According to Bleacher Report, Lamar Jackson had 40 yards. I'm looking at it right now, so maybe Bleacher Report is wrong. Please, everybody, look at your phones.
Oh, I'm wrong one. Zay Flowers, 9 receptions for 132 yards, 14 yards per catch.
Per catch,
I
yeah.
got that too.
You're talking about. I'm talking about rushing. You're talking about.
Oh, no.
Hey, he ran the ball. He was running the ball.
Yeah, he ran the ball for 2 yards. So now you
He must have been a reverse.
He had on a sweep play.
Oh, okay. Well, we were talking about the passes.
What I'm saying is he killed us in the first
rushing.
half, which made us adjust in the second half. Is why Henry got off late.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had to play. We try to play man to man and have a big box to try to stop Henry. And then when Flowers was hurting us, we went to a lighter blocks and we had nothing for Henry. That we were getting. We had nothing for Henry with the light box. You know what I'm saying? We just had nothing for him with the light box. I'm just trying to see what's the next step to improve our defense. Of course, this team is one of the top teams in the NFL. This is a perennial championship team that goes to AFC championship every year. So, to get to that level, what we got to do? Do we need to pick up 1 or 2 people? Do we need to trade people, take a step back to get more picks? So Peter's securing somebody for us.
I'm not worried about the defense. Defense ain't going nowhere. Offense, you could tip this year is going to be an offensive. It's going to be we're the top 1 offense.
Well, I disagree with you, Biggie. I think if we make a move to get a legitimate shutdown corners, a couple of them out there, and a legitimate speed rush, which I don't know if anybody's out there, but if somebody is out there, it's hard to get a speed rusher. But we find a speed rusher that can give us consistent pressure on the quarterback, then that changes our defense tremendously. It makes us tremendously more competitive.
Not this year.
Go the other way and get a prime wide receiver, that go along with Terry. We can go a couple different ways. I think that Peters doesn't want to do that. I think he wants to do it in the draft. He wants to slowly build the team up through the draft.
Peters is crazy because I'm going to tell you like this. Tomorrow's never promised. Like they say, tomorrow's never promised. So if you know what you got today, then you need to look for some, you know what I'm saying? Then you need to look for tomorrow. Because if the way you're going, you're playing safe. And safe don't get you nowhere in the NFL. So if you feel like, oh, yeah, I'm going to ride it out and whatever, and you have an opportunity because this man right here is gifted. He's breaking records as a rookie. And you have the potential to run away with the NFC East and maybe the NFC. And you're going to squander it away because you want to save a couple of dollars is asinine. For the simple fact, get that man help. It's not as if he's CJ Stroud last year. It's not as if he's Caleb Williams or none of these rookies, right? You have a man breaking records. The man is 9 for 9 on 4th downs. The man is putting up like ridiculous percentages right now. So why would you not sit here and entertain it for the next year or two and get that man what he needs on offense? Get that man another prime receiver. Get that man.
Biggie, that's not the problem.
A cornerback.
Biggie, that's not the problem, Biggie. The offense is not the problem. And I understand your frustrations, but you got to remember it's one game out of 17 that we're going to play, right? Now, if you're talking about wanting to help and make some moves that's going to help this team, you have to look at the defensive side of the ball. We don't have a man-to-man corner, and they ran crossing routes on us all day, Biggie. When you looked at when they started the third quarter, something like that, I think it was the third quarter, CBS put up a graphic, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, right?
Yeah.
That's defense. And we knew for We knew that our defense was a problem. We knew that Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio had jacked that defense up so bad that they couldn't help it. And so Adam and them, they came in and they tried to address the whole team. Can't do it all in one shot. Now, everyone wants to compare him to C.J. Stroud, but you got to remember that Houston had a defense. They had a legit defense going in. What we didn't know that they had was the wide receivers and the wide receivers that they had and the tight end that they had. But they went and got him a running game. They got him a legit number one wide receiver in Stephon Diggs, but he's not even playing the number one wide receiver spot. He's literally like their third option at wide receiver because look at Tank Dell. He showed out today, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be patience. It's really got to be patience because we can literally go out and find a cornerback that is disgruntled and wants to be traded and give him a gang of cash. But what is that going to do when we have players that we have invested in that are buying into the system that all of a sudden now they need to get paid? You're going to jack it up for when you could have a 10-year run. You're going to jack it up for a 3-year run?
I mean, my thing is, though, you have Jaden on his rookie contract for the first year.
But it's not just Jaden on a rookie contract.
You have a
You
lot
gotta
of
think
people
bigger
on the
picture.
yeah. But my thing is, though, this is like, this kind of reminds me of back in the second year the Chiefs ran their the Chiefs had won their Super Bowl when they had to outshoot because their defense was middle of the pack and they had to outshoot, you know what I'm saying, outscore some of these opponents like the Bengals and some. This is something similar to what we have. Not saying that we're the Chiefs, but my thing is, though, we're projected to make these playoffs. Like I said in the beginning, a couple of podcasts ago, we're projected to go to the playoffs. When we start getting some of these lockdown defenders, just like we saw today, and we don't have the players besides Terry and maybe Zach Ertz that can create their own play, you know what I'm saying, their own plays.
I gotta disagree with you. I gotta disagree with you
because
today you saw
now. Brown wasn't really. Brown was what? He only had 2-3 catches. And what's his name wasn't even and what's his name had 1 or 2 catches. I mean, there was nobody really to be found out there. And honestly, I look from play to play. Nobody could break off their routes. I mean,
there was no need for routes to be broken off because he wasn't. The Ravens did not blitz him. What they did, they played contain on Jaden Daniels. They played contain. They played zone. They mixed it up on him. They played man, right? And Jaden did his part. Don't get me wrong. Jaden did his part. We had a couple of drops today. We had a couple of drops today, right? We're missing Brian Robinson, so our running game really took a hit. We thought that Zach Ertz would give us what he needed, and we got behind a little bit, so we got away from our running game, but we needed to stay on it. But at the end of the day, with as terrible as our defense is, we just played a Super Bowl contending team to a 7-point game. Maybe you could even say a 10-point game with garbage in the secondary. With garbage in our secondary. Juice? Come on, man. You got a rookie that came in that plays corner better, and he was supposed to be in the slot than Juice. They took Juice off of Zay Flowers in the first half because he ate him up. And then they put him on Bateman. And what did Bateman do? Bateman went off in the second half. Right?
That's why we're supposed to outshoot. That's why we got to outscore them. That's the only way we're going to win some of these games if we outscore these teams. And so let me ask you.
It's the philosophy. It's the philosophy of really if our general manager really. We talk all we want. What's his philosophy? What's his history? And his history is he likes to build teams through the draft. Yep. So I don't think he's gonna make too much of a move. He may even try to trade somebody to build up picks. You know what I'm saying? After the season is over with. That's what I see him doing, is trying to get more picks. I think his philosophy is just not to pick up, a player or two just to put us over the hump and be competitive in the playoff chase.
But we are competitive. We are competitive already. So it's not even the fact of You gotta get something to put us in the hunt for the playoffs because we are competitive right now.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this
too,
Pick. We 1 or 2 injuries away of not being competitive. We had 2 major injuries in our defensive line this particular game.
Yeah.
So we're, I know we 4-2 and everything, but it can quickly go down here once you start playing within our division because our division knows us. So I'm gonna say this. I think that our general manager he's not gonna reach out there and pull that defensive player that you're talking about, or that wide receiver or special player that you're talking about, Biggie. I think he really truly is going to wait it out and wait to play the long game and play building the team through the draft. That's what I see him doing. And that's the case, then every time we play a team that's upper level, this is what it's going to look like. Somewhere like that.
We're not playing another team like that the rest of the year. That's the thing.
Yeah, that was our Super Bowl right there. That was our Super Bowl.
No, it wasn't. That wasn't our Super Bowl.
Like that, so.
That was nowhere near.
You said what? Nah, they played their best. I think they played their best. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had the yards to kind of. Henry had 132. Lamar threw for what? 2 and some change.
About 300 yards. I think he were over 300 yards. But so listen, it was a semi-competitive game. We didn't fold. We played to our best ability, I'm assuming. And it's just one of them things. Listen, we're going to come to it's going to be up and down games with this team. We're not perfect. The defense is not perfect. They still got to get their stride. They don't know what they're doing on defense. So one game they're good, next game they're not good. We got to make sure that on offense we stay flexible and don't get into the point where we are predictable. And that's where Cliff Kingsbury is going to have to make his money in the next couple of weeks, is to show that although we got Carolina coming in, so. We should be eating pretty good next week.
I'm actually looking to see. I think Carolina plays later. Yeah, I think today? They play. Yeah, they are.
It shouldn't matter.
They're playing right now, and they're up on the Falcons.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter.
I hope that this team doesn't go in saying, "Oh, we did good, and we play Carolina next, so we should be all right." I hope they don't do that. I don't think that
as professionals, they should
let themselves. I don't think that they will let themselves think that. I think that this version of the Commanders right here, I know that they believe in themselves, but to a man, they gotta look each other in the face and say, we gotta play better on defense and we gotta close these gaps. This isn't Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio no more, where we 15 yards off the wide receiver and let him catch it and come make a tackle. I think that's what Juice is getting out of his head. You know what I mean? Like, remember, it used to be keep the wide receivers in front of you, and they matriculate the ball down the field.
I personally think that is the defense now. They're playing a 3D shell or 2 deep shell, and trying to contain, bend but don't break. Because that's the type of players they have. They don't have the pass rush, and they don't have the secondary people to jump routes like they want to. So they got to play a 2 deep or 3D shell. Every time they go man to man, they get torched. So I think Juice is playing the defense that he's been told to play.
Al, I got a question. I need y'all's opinion before I go ahead with this right here. So we lost the points per yesterday was 6.5. We lost by 7. That's a loss, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. It's a loss, homie.
Okay. Just checking. That's a loss all day. Yeah.
It's a loss all day, baby. We lost.
But guess what, Al? Guess what? Yesterday, remember I told him, I said, I'm sorry for what I'm about to do to y'all. I only lost 1 game this morning.
He came back on him. He came back on him. Two pick. I'm gonna ask you a question. We talked about this earlier. Who do you like besides Scary Terry and Jaden Daniels for this particular game? Who did you think played up the power that was that spark for you or showed you something?
Mikey Sanders. Mikey Sanders easy. I said it in the beginning. Mikey Sanders was on Bateman in the first half. Did you hear from Bateman in the first half? Mikey Sanders was on Flowers in the second half. You didn't hear from Flowers in the second half until I think he caught a pass when they was in the zone. Mikey Sanders. We got pieces in the secondary. We don't have all the pieces in the secondary. We got one this year. So imagine what we can do if we do decide to get a free agent. We might need one free agent in the secondary, right? And our safeties ball. Percy Butler went from almost not making the team to this today. You see how many times he was smacking Derrick Henry? He was coming up, putting a hat on Derrick Henry.
I don't know if he was smacking him. I thought he was kind of holding on for life.
No. He came up and put a couple of solid hits on Derrick Henry, man. He did.
He was grabbing on for life and getting dragged.
Hold on for life.
I don't know. Hey, man, I don't know if he was smacking him. I mean, now I saw Chin come up and smack at the end of the game, smack the quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I saw that, but I don't know. He was smacking. He was holding on. He made the tackle, put it that way. He did his job.
Hey, he did the job. Get him down by any means necessary.
So, I mean, if you had to make an improvement, if you was the general manager and say you had to make the improvement, what's three spots would you do to take us to the next level so we competitive with the Baltimore Ravens? Or
okay, so you're gonna let me free roll. You're gonna let me free roll as a general manager. Okay, this is what I'm doing. If I was in Adam Peters' shoes today, right? And of course, I'm talking to Josh, to our owner, Mr. Harris, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give him a choice and let the owner know we got a couple of different ways we could go here. All right. Now we legit will not face another quarterback like Lamar Jackson the rest of the year. We will not. There's no other Lamar Jackson on our schedule.
Don't we play Chicago?
Yeah, but Caleb Williams is a pocket passer first. And he'll give you a couple interceptions.
No, he's not a pocket passer. He does the pocket the worst.
He's a pocket passer. He's off schedule.
We grew up playing.
Put it this way: he's another Kyler Murray. He's more
Kyler Murray. He's more Kyler Murray.
He's more Aaron Rodgers. He's more Aaron Rodgers off schedule pocket passer. He's an off schedule pocket passer.
Now he's gonna turn around, spin to the right, run out in the flat, and he's gonna throw it up left-handed. He's that type of player.
He's only trying to buy time. He's a pocket passer.
Right.
He's an off-schedule pocket passer.
A pocket time and pass guy. So
he's an off-schedule pocket passer.
Nobody's Jackson with that speed.
We're not gonna face another Lamar Jackson. So are we okay on our defensive ends? I'm actually going to say we're not. I'm going to say find me somebody with an expired contract that I can trade, maybe forward to get another defensive end. That's marginal. You know what I mean? To give me some depth at the defensive end spot. Right? I think our offensive line is putting pressure, and I think we're using Frankie Louvu the same way Dallas used Micah Parsons. So I think we're okay there. Now, the back end of the secondary, I'm not going out and spending a ton of money for nobody. If somebody calls me with an offer for somebody in the secondary and it costs me maybe a third or fourth round pick and maybe they have an expiring contract and they fit the scheme and DQ wants him and Witt Jr. wants him, then I may improve my secondary. But other than that, I'm addressing my secondary through the draft. Don't forget, we still have McGee coming back that's going to play linebacker, so that's going to shore up the second level in our defense here in a couple of weeks. So we still got McGee coming back.
But two pick. If you address your defense of corners in the draft, you're still gonna have 2 or 3 years before they're great or they're really good.
Absolutely right.
You can get somebody in the free agency and pay that money and get a good wide receiver in the draft. Defense is harder to get structural in the NFL, man. You got to come.
Chemistry's even harder. Chemistry's even harder.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
you get somebody who's been through the mill. He's been through chemistry.
But we did that. We went out. Y'all, did y'all forget the history when we went out and got Jeff George and Bruce Smith and all them players? We got all
you bring Big Dan there. You bring back Big Dan. All that don't count. All that don't matter. We didn't have
that was a wild time. That was
we went out, and that's what everybody wants us to do is go out and spin and spin and spin. But it's chemistry, man. These dudes play for each other.
Hold up, Pick, I got a question. When was the last time we did spin on one?
Been a while.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is, before you got on the show, I'm just saying, we got a couple of guys out there that's worthy of just an additional adding in right now where we are. I'm not saying buy a whole team. I'm saying don't wait on them to go, you know what, Washington, because I like the colors of your uniform, I'm going to take $1 million cut. That's not going to happen. You just got to go out there, spend what they ask for, and get them on your squad. Give them a week and a half to get ready, and now we got them. And see what happens. I think this is that moment. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that we go out there and do, the Dan Snyder fiasco. But what I am saying is that you get what you pay for. Go out there and buy you some good working boots and work, man.
So saying what Tracy's saying, should we go out there and get a horn from Carolina?
See, I'm thinking something different. I'm thinking if the Cincinnati Bengals lose a couple of more games, everybody's going to want to get out of there, and they got some solid players in their secondary. I'm thinking like that.
That's hoping and wishing.
No, because you got to figure they still ain't paid their wide receiver yet, right? They still haven't paid their wide receivers. They're gonna need some additional offensive linemen and things like that. They about to go through cap hell, so they're gonna start thinking we got to get rid of some of this salary.
Okay, are you talking about trade or are you just talking about letting it go?
No, if the Cincinnati Bengals come calling, because if they lose another 2 games, Cincinnati Bengals gonna be a fire sale. Because they got to pay Jamar.
Yeah, but that secondary has been getting kind of toasted all season, though.
They still got a good corner over in Cincinnati. But they're going to
want to pick. They what I understand, Cincinnati wants picks for their players. So does Carolina. Carolina wants picks. They don't want players. They don't want Allen. They don't want Payne. They want picks.
I mean, everybody. So we're gonna get rid of those. Are we gonna use them picks though? That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I just know our general manager. He thinks he's like that with the picks.
Have we seen any reason that we should doubt him right now? Our general manager has been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, but right now they didn't project to be where we are now though. But now we're way ahead of schedule. And they even said it themselves. They wasn't predicting Jaden to come out and do the thing he was doing.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody thought we were going to be at this moment in time. We're going to be at least 2 and 4. I mean, 2 and 4 or 3 and 3, if that. But I mean, right now we are second in the NFC right now. Well, what was second, but maybe tied for second. I mean, nobody projected this. So if you can, and if we can go, like I said, if we can go and get some of these players to solidify our, our like going forward, I mean, sometimes you have to take the risk because I mean the reward might pay off. You'll definitely win the East, and you never know, you could get that win or two in the playoffs and see yourself in the Super Bowl. You don't know until you try. But if you don't try and you keep going the way you're going, you're just setting yourself up for failure.
I think what we're really saying is what Biggie's saying is he's willing to give up the picks because the money ain't the issue, it's the picks. It's what people want.
We have the most salary cap room, right?
As I said, the money not the issue.
Yeah, the money's not the issue, but you build your team through the draft. So he doesn't want to give up picks. He doesn't want to give up picks.
Then he's not going to do it then.
because you can start flipping older, expensive contracts and bad contracts for younger talent, cheaper talent. I mean, come on now.
Who we gonna flip?
I mean, what is it like 20-30% of the teams don't come back the following year, right? 30% of your team doesn't come back the next year. So we had 11 draft. We have 11 draft picks this year, and we brought a gang of free agents in, right? And we didn't give them big contracts. The only people we gave big contracts to was Frankie Louvu and I think the guard Aguilar. And so we still got to get better there. Brown,
I think the center got big.
It was the center, Tyler Badass. It was Badass, right? So you still got Brian Robinson, who's about to be coming on a contract. If you think he's a centerpiece that you want to build against, right?
Yeah,
so
Cosby got his contract.
Cosby got his already, right? Terry, do you want to remember everybody was talking about, oh, we need to get rid of Terry? Do you want to get rid of Terry or get a younger receiver or get a more established receiver? Because these receivers hit the league now and they start tearing it up. So you can go either way that way, but the bulk of the picks probably are going to be on the defensive side of the ball. Hey, and I got your answer right now. We're sitting in 4th. Minnesota's 5-0. Detroit's 3-1. They're playing Dallas right now. Tampa's 4-2. And then Washington is sitting. Actually, they have us sitting at 3rd, but we're back at 4th because Detroit is playing right now, and we're 4-2 ahead of Green Bay, ahead of Chicago. These are all the 4-2 teams, so that's where we're sitting at right now. As far as our standings go, division. We are still at 1st. Dallas has an opportunity to tie us. But we have one division win, and Dallas may go ahead of us because, oh no, this is just an NFC game that they're playing, a conference game. So we'll still have the same record as Dallas in the conference at 2-1, and both of us will have one divisional win, and we'll have the same record at 4-2 if Dallas wins. But right now, Dallas is down 7-3. So we still running the East right now.
Yeah.
Now we got injuries today. We had 2 major injuries in our defensive line. That's when I think gonna hurt us, especially Armstrong. I don't know. Allen has been coming on lately, and I don't know. Do you know what injury he got? Did he break his ribs? Somebody broke the ribs? Or somebody?
It was a pec. Allen had a pec.
Who broke the ribs?
That was our defensive end, Armstrong. Yeah.
So both of those injuries are at least 4 weeks, right? The pec may be the whole season. It was torn.
Hopefully it's not torn. Maybe it's just a strained pec instead of a torn pec.
It's torn. He's out.
If he's out, he gets to spend time with his baby girl. Congratulations to the Allen family. They're expecting their first little one. So hopefully it's not torn where he gets to hold his baby and do things like that. Maybe it's just a strain. As far as the ribs go, I don't know, man. My man was starting to come on and have a game. So
ribs is normally a 4-week thing at least.
Okay.
So Thanksgiving, he may be back by Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Tracy, I got a question for you. Got a question for all of y'all. Really. We got the Panthers, the Bears, the Giants. That's our next 3 opponents. Those are our next 3 opponents, right? And we play the Panthers at home, the Bears at home. We go up to New Jersey to play the Giants before coming back and playing the Steelers, right?
Nah, we winning all 3. We winning all 3.
Chicago got too much for us.
Yeah, I gotta say, Biggie. I gotta say, Chicago. I'm concerned about Chicago, and
I'm not. But for the simple fact, I think Jay.
Everybody know why I'm concerned about Chicago.
That's going. I see. No, that's going to be a for Jaden. Jay's going to want to whoop Caden ass.
Yeah, but Caden has a better team, though.
He could say that, but I mean,
2 picks. It's Chicago a better team.
Jaden's going to be pumped for this game.
Chicago has a better defense.
It's not Jaden, man. It's the defense, man.
Chicago has a better defense.
Unless we get some.
You don't think their wide receivers ain't better than ours on 2 pick?
Let me tell you something.
Wide receivers are better than.
Let me tell you something. Those wide receivers.
Their tight end is better than ours.
No,
What?
Kermit is not. Come on, man.
What?
Okay, listen. I know that you woke up early this morning, went to the refrigerator, Big Al, and you grabbed yourself an adult beverage and watched that Chicago game this morning. I know that you did. But can you tell me what the go part of that offense is? I'm going to ask you to tell me what makes that offense go. Chicago's offense. What makes Chicago's offense go?
Brandon Cook.
I think it's their tight end and their wide receivers with the running game.
That last part that you said, their running back is Swift, right? If you look over the first 4 or first 3.5 games, they were not running the ball with those same wide receivers that everybody's saying is great. You got Mike Williams, you got DJ Moore, you got Kermit, the tight end, right? They were doing absolutely.
You got the rookie. I think he hurt though. The rookie's hurt, isn't he?
They have talent all over the field, but you still have a rookie quarterback that you put all the pressure on instead of running the ball. Their running game is what made them look so good their last 2 games.
Okay. I'm saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that JD5 is not better than the quarterback. I think right now JD5 is playing better than Caleb Williams at the moment. Caleb Williams is coming on. He's getting progressively better.
He's getting better.
JD5 is in front of him. I'm saying that their team as a whole is better than our team.
No,
but you. All right.
What we have advantage of on 2-pick? What do we have advantage?
Look at the team. Can I say something? Hold on. Before we get on this Caleb thing, look at the team Chicago has been playing. Chicago has not been battle tested. They have not been battle tested.
Biggie, where are you at?
Underwater.
Where you at, Biggie? What was he doing? Like he was in the
He was under a table.
Table or something? Was you under a table?
He was under a table.
Under a table. Nah, it's a bar. It's a bar. Hold on.
Okay.
It's a bar.
Biggie done moved to a third.
Biggie, I'm about to go get me a drink too. I'm about to go right to the slushy machine.
Yeah.
I had that slushy machine.
I had to go try to pour me a drink because this whole Caleb thing, man. For real, everybody keep telling me Caleb. I'm like, yo, look at the teams Caleb has been playing, though. Honestly,
we have had a harder schedule. I agree with you on that, Biggie. We have had a harder schedule, but I think, me personally, I'm not a Chicago fan. I'm not saying anything like that. I think we can beat Chicago. We can, but right now, we have a better team than Chicago has a better team than us, overall team. But JD5 may be better than their quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that he might overcome it. He almost overcome Baltimore. Think about it. We were competitive against Baltimore, really on him. And
this is what having a quarterback feels like. This is what having a quarterback really feels like.
He makes you competitive.
When I woke up this morning, I said, we're going to beat Baltimore.
Yeah.
Right up until the last seconds ticked off the clock, I still said we're going to beat Baltimore. Right? This is what it must feel like to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan. You know what I mean? This is what it feels like to be a Buffalo Bills fan. You know, people that have legit quarterbacks. And we finally got one. And I'm telling you right now, our next 3 games, we're winning all of them.
Thank you.
We're winning all of them.
Thank you. I agree 100%. Look what they did to Buffalo. They beat the brakes off Buffalo. We went in there and gave them some competition in their own house. Look at that. That's why I said Chicago, they've beaten up on bad teams. Of course, you're going to beat up on bad teams. But when they play.
They beat up on Jacksonville today. They did that for sure. So, yeah. Thank y'all for letting me jump in. I got to get myself to a bar.
All right, bro.
Man, have yourself a drink. I know I'm having one.
We know you are, Biggie.
For real.
Hey, thanks for coming on, Pick.
I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, Big Al, did y'all catch Big Al yesterday? Big Al's picks was legit. Man. Big Al's picks was legit. So, hey, I appreciate y'all, man.
All right, be easy.
Appreciate you,
thank y'all.
My man.
Yeah, I totally agree with Pick, man. We winning them next 3, man. We definitely winning them next 3.
All right.
All right, well, we
I
confident. That's good.
I put the house on it.
Don't do that.
Oh, wow.
For real.
Don't do that.
And those of you who are watching, drinks and all, this is our therapy session. But it's not the same as it has been in the past. We are here with confidence going into the next game. We're ahead, and we're holding our heads high. Deep breath, everybody. Deep breath. We're going into Carolina, man. The scourge of the NFL. Now, if we lose to Carolina, that's when we might not come on after that game. But right now, we are going to we got a rebound list, a list of rebound games and a divisional game that will keep us in contention. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the OGs of the DMV. That's Big right. Al. That's Deacon, and our man in the street joins us all the time, dropping this thing and drinking at the bar.
Yeah, before we dump out real quick, let's give a shout out to our old quarterback who made the big times this week.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. Big Tommy Green. What's up,
Tommy Green? What's up, baby?
All right. Coach of the week. No doubt.
Nice.
All right, gentlemen, let's get out of here. It's been fun. Next week's going to be better. I hope. We out.
You don't know. Yeah. You don't know who you messing.